Hi guys, this is Katie. I had the website Breaking News English. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually get to look at it. So, let's see. Okay, so let's check it out. Alright, so it's not as bright and fancy as a lot of the other websites, which is why I get to show it to you, because it's not as bright and fancy and it's not going to take me a lot of time. This is it! Breaking News English. Ta-da! Yeah, like I said, it's not that bright and fancy. This site is for ESLs and EFL students wanting to learn news English. The site has English news readings and listenings. There is a new lesson every 2 days on news stories from across the world. So if you scroll down, since I'm right here, you can filter these lessons by their theme. You can filter them by activity. You can also filter them by level. So levels 0 through 3 is going to be easier. Levels 4 through 6 are harder. It says that they have 7 levels. I've never found a 7th level. And just for reference, the archive goes back to about 2008. So if you're looking for older news stories, they will also be there. So let's see. Let's find an article. I'm trying to find one that isn't the coronavirus, but I don't see any. So I'll just choose this one. Okay, so this one is a level 3, you can see right there, and I'm just going to read you the first couple sentences, and then we'll level it down and you'll see how it kind of works. The coronavirus pandemic could cut up to 50 million jobs worldwide in the travel and tourism industry. So let's go down and let's change it to a level 1. And now we read, the coronavirus could cut 50 million tourism jobs worldwide. So you see how it kind of scales the language down so it's easier to read and understand as the level goes down. So what they also have available, I'm going back to level 3 just because they have more stuff, is a bunch of lessons and a lesson plan that goes with it. So there's warm-ups that students can do, vocabulary, before reading, while they're reading, while they're listening. So you can also pick up a, what is it called? An audio recording, and it'll read the story to you as you're reading along. And we're not going to do that, but you can. There's quizzes, role play, after reading, surveys, discussions, all of these things. So one thing to keep in mind though, is as you go down on the level, so we're going to go back to level 1, they don't have as much activities because it's scaled to what you're capable of doing. It's scaffolded. So they have listening, put the slash where the spaces are, survey, discussion, free write, and then the answers are in another file. Alright, so how do I stop recording the screen? I know. Okay. So some things that are good about the site is that it's completely 100% totally free, which is amazing, especially when teaching resources tend to be more pricey and more expensive. So it's totally free. Every website that this, I want to call him the author, but maybe website coordinator is a better term. I don't know, but the guy who created the website, every single website that he has done is free, and it's all kinds of things for ELL students and parents and teachers about different topics. So he has one on movies, he has one on what else? There's the news one, all kinds of different things, and it's all free. So with these stories, the language is leveled. 0 through 3 is easier, 4 through 6 is harder, so you can scaffold the lesson and scaffold the language to what is appropriate to your students. You can search for stories and filter by the level, the subject, or the particular activity that you want students to do. And then with these lessons, you can change the level, so you can make it individualized. You can listen as you read, and then you can also change the speed of the reader. So say you want to listen to it, but you think the recording is too fast, you can slow it down. And you can also listen to it. This is kind of fun. You can listen to it in American English and you can listen to it in British English. So that's kind of fun. And then you can also play interactive learning games with the article. So those activities that I showed you guys, if you print out the PDF, it'll give it to you like on a page. If you click somewhere on the website, like there's a ribbon at the top, if you click on that, it'll give it to you as a kind of game. And yeah, it's not the most sophisticated game, it's not the nicest game, but it is kind of fun. Alright, and the not so good or the bad. The ads are very infuriating to me. There are so many ads on that website, and a lot of them look really legit. So I don't know if you saw, but I'm pretty sure it showed a PDF downloader as part of the ads. Because they're lesson plans, I thought that you're supposed to click on that to like download the lesson. Ended up getting some sketchy stuff on my computer, so that kind of sucks. But it's a free website, so you know you gotta have some way to pay for it, which is because of the ads. Information on the author of the site is really hard to find, and it's really minimal at best. When you click on the About section, all it shows is, hey, buy my book, which, you know, he wrote a book, he might be really cool, he might be a very credible source, but you don't know. Information on the site and its creation is also minimal at best. Again, you click on it and it just kind of says, buy my book. So that's fun. So just a couple uses I see for this site. It was designed more for elementary students in mind. So for me, I would see it more as like an elementary school curriculum with something about news literacy or media literacy. And then because it's leveled, I think that that's a great way to like scaffold the news in a way that you can bring students the articles that may be a little bit like difficult for them to read, but you can scale the language down so that they can read it and get the information that they otherwise would not be able to access. I love the guided practice for multiple levels of learning just because it's just cool to see all of those activities that you can do, and it's already right there for you. It's not something you have to make up. And again, everything is completely, totally, 100% free. So the big question, I guess, is would I use it? Personally, I'm teaching, well, I hope to teach high school English. So honestly, no, I wouldn't use this site. And after seeing everybody else's presentation and just seeing the wealth of information that everybody else's website has and kind of how, you know, really basic my site is, it kind of made me a little bit disappointed, honestly. If I was doing something about news literacy or media literacy, then I think it could come in handy. But really the only thing I'm kind of taking away from it right now, at least, I mean, maybe in a couple years the site will be amazing. But right now, honestly, just the practice stuff, the pre-discussions I think are really cool. The listening while you're reading I think is great. And then the discussion questions afterwards I think are really cool. But I'm not teaching news, I'd be teaching literature. So I would be adopting those practices and those activities for stuff like Shakespeare or Herman Melville or like those kinds of stuff which is more aligned with the core standards for high school English.